Hey y'all, I'm Melody from Wherever I May Roam blog. I created a Facebook Live series called The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. 100 episodes of travel highs, lows, and hidden gems. It even won me an award. Now I'm bringing it here to YouTube. Bite-sized, binge-worthy, and full of stories that'll inspire your next adventure. So grab a drink, hit subscribe, and let's explore together. Featured in video 1 of The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty are segments 6 through 10, filmed in Mesquite and Las Vegas, Nevada, Fort Myers, Florida, and different areas in West Virginia. We will be chatting about training for Super Bowl 58, French Lick Resort in Indiana, Zion National Park, Las Vegas, Disneyland, the Nixon Presidential Library, the Greenbrier Resort, and Fort Myers, Florida. Hey everybody, it's Melody. Welcome to The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. This is episode 6. I can't believe it's been 6 episodes already. So anyway, time flies when you're having fun, right? So I'm coming to you from my backyard today, and it's very, very sunny, and it's very, very windy. So I'm kind of hunkered over here in a little hole, and hopefully this will go okay. If you can't hear me or something, please let me know, because like I said, the wind is pretty bad. But I got a new phone, so I don't have a pop socket on it at the moment, and I'm just totally lost. I'm actually having to hold the phone in my hand, which is very weird for me because I have a pop socket and I hold it for everything. But anyway, so that is good having the new phone. I have the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the pictures are fantastic. So if you're thinking about a new phone, this one has the 3 cameras, but it also has 5 times zoom. I think my last phone was a 13, and it only had 2.5 times zoom, and it still distorted the picture a bit. And this, the 5 times zoom, is crystal clear. It is so nice. So I absolutely love this phone. Just got to get a pop socket, or my daughter let me know that it has the magnetic thing on the back. She just got the magnetic pop socket, and so I might get one of those. But anyway, I'm excited to be with you today. We're getting so close to Christmas, and I'm so excited. I got my holiday gift guide out this week. It's the first time I've ever done a holiday gift guide, so that was really fun. So I'll tell you, for the good today, we're going to do a little bit of jumping around. So for the good, I'm going to talk about the fact that Eddie, my husband, and I went for Super Bowl training this week. So we volunteered in Las Vegas to work Super Bowl 58, and we're so excited. They have 7,000 volunteers. They actually have 9,500 people on the list, but 7,000 made the cut. And it was just a questionnaire you answered with a lot of information and so forth. And then we have a training session. We had a training session at UFC, which is the cage fighting place in Las Vegas. I didn't even know it existed. So we had our training session there. And then we have a party, a kickoff party, like January the 19th. So the volunteers, 7,000 of us, can bring a guest, and there's entertainment and all this sort of thing at UNLV. So that's kind of cool. We get some swag. We get some like Super Bowl shirts. We have like jerseys that have 58 across them. They're so cute, and they're black, since it's at Raiders Stadium. Black and purple, I do believe. So anyway, we're excited about that. And I wanted to tell you about something I learned about the Super Bowl. I love football. So my team is certainly not going to be in the Super Bowl this year, the Steelers. I don't foresee them being in the Super Bowl anytime soon. But anyway, we can be hopeful. But here's something really, really cool. We had like a 45-minute training session on safety. And so I'm sure you're familiar with the shootings in Vegas at the country music concert a few years ago. So when Eddie and I have been in Las Vegas at big events, we've been to 2 major concerts, or I take that back. We've been to a major concert there, and we've been to a small scale concert. And both times I was just very nervous about being in a big venue. And the big venue was T-Mobile Arena for I can't even think of who we saw. Roger Waters. And so there were 40,000 people, 60,000 people, I don't know, a lot. And so it was very nerve-wracking because you're just always wondering if a terrorist attack is going to happen again or something. So anyway, I learned something that was so cool, and I wanted to pass this on to you. And I don't know the exact words because we had so much in our training. It was just packed full. And so I don't remember the exact words. But there are 5 levels of security in the country. So anything that requires outside of your normal police force, I guess, might be like a level 5. It's 1 through 5. And number 1 is the most security of all. That's Secret Service. That's FBI. That's like every agency known to man that you can pull from to make things secure. So there are 2, count them, 1, 2 events in the whole United States that are level 1 clearance, meaning you have the tightest security of anything. Those 2 things are the Super Bowl and the presidential inauguration. So 2 things. So the Super Bowl, we're going to have the best security there is. We had someone from the Fusion Center, if you're familiar with the Fusion Centers, we had someone from the Fusion Center come talk to us about security. And basically, it's if you see something, say something. I truly live my life by that motto. If you see something, say something. I am a regular person or a regular at calling 911 or reporting people for anything that looks suspicious. And for those of you who followed me for a long time, you know that there's been a couple of times that I've had like some really bad, I've witnessed some very bad things in my travels and have called. So anyway, we're a level 1 security, so super high clearance. Formula 2 is coming, in 2 weeks to Vegas, and that is only a level 2. So anyway, I did learn that, and we learned a lot of things like to look for and all this sort of thing. And so just passing this along for your everyday life, if you know somebody and something is just not right with them, just like off, ask about it. And they were talking about, unfortunately, scenarios that could have been prevented and things we've had happen in the United States that could have been prevented if somebody had only helped. And there have been times when people have reached out for help and unfortunately they have just not gotten it. And sometimes it's by law enforcement that they haven't gotten the help they need. So anyway, if you see something, say something. Okay, so there's that. We did our Super Bowl training and we're super pumped for that. So now I'm going to flip to the bad for just a second. And we're going to talk about 2 things. The first bad thing I'm going to talk about is that sometimes things just happen. You got to roll with the punches. And I've told you about this before. Like being a blogger, especially, you have to roll with the punches all the time because things happen. Like businesses close down or, itineraries get changed and so forth. So I'm headed to West Virginia for 2 weeks. Later on this month, I'm a speaker at the Greenbrier for a teachers convention. So I have a small group I'm speaking to, and then I'm selling books at the Greenbrier. And then after that, I have a few days to visit with my friends and so forth, get content in West Virginia because I have a couple irons in the fire in West Virginia. But I do like to go out of state and give somewhere on, in the Midwest or the East Coast some love too. So I reached out to Mason, Ohio. I had this trip planned to Mason, Ohio right before the pandemic. And so we were good to go. The guy knew I wanted to come. He knew I wanted to stay at this one particular hotel. So he was working on an itinerary for me, which was actually going to be over Thanksgiving. And I got an email from him last week, and it was the day I went for Super Bowl training. And I could tell just by his words that he was just so bummed out that I wasn't going to be able to come. And the issue was that the hotel or hotels that I wanted to stay at were full, and that everything was just not working out. So rather than me go and just have a trip that wasn't really going to amount to what I wanted or what I wanted you all to see or get from it, we just decided we'd postpone that till maybe the spring or something. So now I'm left with an empty slot over Thanksgiving, and that's kind of hard to fill with a tourism board. So I reached out to a couple friends, and turns out I'm going to be going to Indiana. So I'm so excited. For those of you, like I said, who followed me for a long time, I absolutely love Indiana. I love the Midwest. And I've been to Fort Wayne the most. And I was actually in Fort Wayne in 2020, August, I think, of 2020. But other than that trip, it's probably been since 2018 since I've been anywhere else in Indiana. So I'm really anxious. I'm going to French Lick, and I'm going to stay at the French Lick Resort, have Thanksgiving dinner there. So I'm really excited. I'm taking my friend Pam with me, and we're just going to go see... Hey, Sarah. Yeah, Sarah's been to Indiana with me a few times. So I am going to French Lick. I'm excited about that. Going to have Thanksgiving buffet. And I'm going to go by Santa Claus, Indiana, because it's Christmas season. How can I not go by Santa Claus, Indiana, right? I've never been there. So if you've been to Santa Claus, Indiana, and you have any suggestions for what I should see or do, please let me know. Also, if you've been to French Lick, I would love to hear from you. But anyway, so that's one of the bad things. You got to roll with the punches, and you got to make the best of what you can when life gives you lemons. Make lemonade. And let me tell you, that is is not like making lemonade. That's like making like, some super duper great drink. So I'm pretty pumped about that. But again, got to be flexible. I see my dad's online. Hey, Dad, what you doing? Okay, so one other issue I'm going to tell you about, and I have to pipe down a little bit because this is a really, really sad humanitarian issue. And I doubt that you know this unless you just have some connections in Panama, but I'm going to share this story with you. And I don't know all of the facts. I'm just going to share with you what I know. But my series is called The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. And this is the bad, and this is really, really bad. So we have a vested interest in Panama. My husband built houses there. And we have a lot of friends in Panama. So we're in Mesquite, which is about 6 hours from Panama City. It's closer to Costa Rica. We're about an hour, hour and a half from Costa Rica, depending on where you're going into the country. And we live in the Cherokee, or we have houses in the Cherokee district, which is where most of the vegetables, produce, comes from, in the mountains of that area. Well, from what I understand, the country of Panama, being that a lot of South and Central America companies are corrupt, and I'm trying to choose my words correctly because I don't want to be offensive, but I want to be very matter of fact. So because this country is corrupt, as a lot of them are, Panama, the country, the government, has sold some mining rights to a company in Canada. And those rights supersede a homeowner's rights. So basically it's to mine the land, and there's a certain area in Panama, and it's a big area. So if, let's say you own a house and you've owned it for 5 generations, it doesn't matter. If this Canadian company chooses to drill on your property and they find something substantial, goodbye, you're gone. They own the place, they can tear it up, they can come in and do whatever it is they want. They own all the mining rights. So Panama, the country, has sold these mining rights to Canada, kind of illegally, hush hush and so forth. Canada, in turn, pardon me, has sold some of these rights to China. So there's a lot of money behind this project. Well, the country of Panama is up in arms, and they should be, because they have a humanitarian crisis on their hands. And what I mean by that is the government and so forth have raised prices so high that there is no gas. So there's no propane, there's no nothing. So the roads are closed. A lot of the people in Panama, like I said, I'm trying to get this straight. A lot of people in Panama are protesting the government, and what they do in that case is they block roads, they try to stop progress. But there's also no gas. Like, no gas is getting in, and it's like a super high price, and the shelves are empty. So in many of the places we have friends in the country of Panama, that's a big country, there's no food on the shelves. And like one of our workers, he cooks on a propane stove. There's no propane. So you can't cook if there's no propane. There's no food on shelves. So we're hearing from people all over Panama about what a crisis it is and how worried they are. So it is literally heartbreaking that we have like personal friends that are worried about where they're going to get their next meal and how they're going to survive this issue. Like, what is going to happen? Like, what's the government going to do, and so forth. So I'm sure they're not showing you that on the news. I don't watch the news because it's not accurate anyway. But I'm telling you what is going on in Panama, and it is very sad. So if you're a praying person, I pray that you will just put Panama in your prayers, because a lot of innocent people are being affected by greed, very much by greed. So anyway, now back to the good. I told you I had to tell you about the bad, and my bad was talking about, I have to switch hats. So anyway, again, I'm going to French lick. So that's another good. So the bad turned into a good in that case. Panama, hopefully they'll settle their issue and the government will take care of their people first and foremost, and maybe that can turn out good as well. And one other thing I wanted to highlight about is whenever we're volunteering at the Super Bowl, what are we going to be doing? I'm going to tell you what we're going to be doing. The 7,000 of us are going to be on Fremont Street or on the Strip. There's, I think, 5 locations on the Strip and 4 locations at Fremont Street. And we're going to be passing out swag. We're going to be just welcoming people, helping with directions and so forth. They're expecting the biggest crowd Vegas has ever had. And they're saying that if the airport is generally at 100% capacity, it's going to be at 150% capacity on Monday morning. So we might even be stuck at an airport shift. But it's really cool because Vegas knows how to handle crowds, and we have a designated spot. We're either going to be at the convention center or somewhere to meet, and then we have passes to get to the location, so we don't have to drive and park and all that sort of thing. They've already taken care of that for us, and we have a space we can go if we need to take a nap or we need snacks, bottled water, whatever. They are taking very good care of their volunteers. So anyway, that's cool. Now let's move on to the pretty. Okay, I just got back from Zion National Park. I've been at Zion with my family today. And it was my kids, minus Peyton, it was my kids' first time going to a national park. They never really expressed any interest. Now, we have driven through Vicksburg National Park. That's a whole totally different thing. But anyway, they said they wanted to go to a national park, and by God, they've been here 24 hours, and we are going to a national park. So we went to Zion, and Taylor compared it to Disney. She said it's very Disney-ish because you still have to park your car and get on the shuttle and go to one of the stops and so forth. So anyway, it was just like not at all exactly what she thought. I don't know exactly what she thought it was going to be, but it's just very well organized, and it was just a fun time. It's beautiful weather. It's maybe 69 degrees today. And for the first time ever, I got to eat at the lodge. I have to look here. The name of the restaurant is called Red Rock Grill. And I wanted to go there for like 2 years and I could never get in. They're always booked and they don't take reservations. So basically if you're staying on property, you might be able to make a reservation. But they serve breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we were able to sit outside with the American flag right in front of us, and then the beautiful mountains behind us, and the weather was great, and the food was great. We had Navajo tacos on Indian fry bread. If you've ever had that, it was wonderful. And Blake got to have it for the first time. So anyway, it was just an all-around perfect day. Thanks, Sarah. I was remembering our trip to Zion back in January many times on this trip, and I was telling them like just what a difference it is with the snow-covered mountains and so forth. But anyway, very glad I got to check off eating at a national park because that's not easy. They're usually just really, really full. So I picked up a new book, a National Geographic book about the 300 best drives in America. And I've already been on a few of them. And so maybe I'll have a new list to start checking off of my favorite drives in the country. So anyway, is anything else going on? Oh, we saw some mule deer today. That was cool. I've seen a few animals at Zion, but I'd never seen the mule deer, and they were so cute. They have little white tails, like almost like a cottontail rabbit. So that was fun. And like I said, it was just really great being there with my family. I loved that. And now Blake is like hell-bent on going through Angel's Landing, I guess is what it's called. I haven't done that because that's like a little too adventurous for my blood. But anyway, he's excited to do that at some point. I don't know if it'll be this trip or not. But we have a couple really fun things planned. I'm going to wait until next week to tell you about them. But next week, when I come to you live, I'm going to be in Las Vegas. And I'm not even sure where we're staying, but I thought I might come to you from Ellen's. The Ellen's is the candy store there. No, sorry, Ethel M's. Ethel M's. Sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Ethel M's is the candy store. And they made, I think they were the first ones who made like liqueur candies. The ones that have like the Baileys and stuff like that inside them. Anyway, it's a beautiful candy store. There are several different branches, but the main one has a cactus garden. And it will be decorated for Christmas by next week. So I may go over there. It's a whole $1 donation. So if you come to Vegas and you want to go see the Ethel M's Cactus Garden, it's well worth it. It's really beautiful, and it'll set you back $1. So I might try to come from there, and maybe we'll just stroll through the garden, if possible. So I hope you have a great week. I appreciate you being here, and thanks for being here for episode 6. Like I said, it's just going by so fast. Hope you have a good week. Dancing with the Stars tonight. Who are you voting for? Tell me. I want to know who you like. Hey everybody, I might be a minute or two early because like I'm in Vegas and it's so loud I can't even like concentrate at all. So can you hear me? If you're watching this live, can you let me know if you can hear me, because I'm in Vegas and I tried to find a place where you could hear me, but that's almost impossible unless it's in a hotel room, and I have a 5-year-old in our hotel room. So anyway, so here we are. I'm in Las Vegas today. I'm here with the whole family. So, well, minus Peyton. Peyton's still in Florida. But I'm here in Las Vegas. We're celebrating our last hurrah of vacation. And I'm flying to West Virginia tomorrow for a couple of weeks. And the family's flying back to Mississippi. Eddie's staying here with Priscilla. So he's holding down the fort. Anyway, here I am. Look at that. Do you recognize that? The MGM Lion. So I'm here at MGM Grand. And let's have a look at what's going on the Strip, because I'm literally sitting right here beside the Strip. Here's the escalator up to cross the street. There's New York, New York. We've been at New York, New York a good bit today. Here's Excalibur, Luxor, and Mandalay Bay. Have you been to Las Vegas in a while? So all the action is kind of right through here because that's the way to Raiders Stadium, and Raiders won last night, so that's a really good thing. So anyway, I'm coming to you today for episode 7 of The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. And the weather's fantastic here, so can you hear me? Oh, wait, here goes some showgirls. Hang on, let's look. I'll be right back with you in just 1 minute. Here you go. Classic Las Vegas Strip. Las Vegas Boulevard. There they go. There go the showgirls. Sun's going down over here. It's beautiful. Okay, so how's your week so far? I know it's only Monday, but you know, how is it? How was your weekend? My weekend was really great. So for the good, the bad, the pretty, I had a couple things I wanted to share with you today. First of all, the good. My good is that my family was here for vacation for a week, and we had an early Christmas present. We went to Disneyland, which is 5 hours from where I live in Mesquite. We actually did park hopper passes and did Disneyland and California Island Adventure. California Adventure Park. I get those so confused between Universal and Disney. So anyway, Disneyland did not disappoint. It was really wonderful. It was Eddie, Blake, and Scarlett's first time there. Taylor and I had been there before. But anyway, it was really great. Everything is so beautiful there, and there's so many food choices, and you don't have to wait very long for food. Disneyland is just so different from Disney World, and living in Florida for all those years, we went to Disney World so many times. Hey, Carlene, how are you? Thanks for joining me live. We went to Disney World so many times, and Disneyland is just a horse of another color. So it's so easy to get to, and the parks are right across the street from one another, so you might as well do a park hopper because it's literally just steps away. So the whole family went to California, and the cool thing is the 5-hour drive that it takes to get from Mesquite to Anaheim. We go by the Seven Magic Mountains, which is the art attraction outside of Las Vegas. We go through lots of Route 66 towns, which are Barstow and San Bernardino. And then we also went to the Richard Nixon Library. And I'll tell you, I did not know really anything about Nixon other than he was president when I was born. And it is a really nice library, and the house that he was born in is there as well. So you get all those attractions for one price. It was very nice, very well done. Ben Stein was there. He was doing some kind of speech. We didn't get to see him, but he was there while we were there. That was kind of cool. So anyway, we ended up at Disney. We got a pretty decent hotel. It was like a suite, had 2 rooms on each side, free breakfast, free parking, free Wi-Fi. You know, that's like gold whenever you're in Southern California. So that was great. Hey, Taylor, thanks for tuning in from upstairs. Look, here's where I am. Look. So anyway, Disney was really great. It's a beautiful park. It was really clean. It was cleaner than I remember the last time I was there. So anyway, that is my good. We had just an ultimate time. California Adventure Park, I think, is the best park. We had so much fun there. And we rode some rides, like the Cars Land is there, Radiator Springs. So we rode the roller coaster there, and we had some really great food. They were starting their holiday festivities, though the next day was the opening of all the holiday stuff at Disney. So we did miss that. That's kind of a bummer. But anyway, hey, Vicky, what you doing? So anyway, Disney was really good. And let's see if there's anything else I wanted to tell you about there. Everything has been good in my life. Like literally we've had great weather. Like it's been so nice having the family here. But now let's talk about, hey Vicky, what are you doing? Another Vicky. My 2 favorite Vickies. Hey. Okay, since I have some new people on here, let me flash you where I am. I'm sitting here at a water fountain right across from New York, New York. We took Scarlett to play at an arcade here. I think her mom and dad are still broke because she can like literally go through some money or lickety split. And over here is Excalibur, down here is Luxor and Mandalay Bay, and here I am at the MGM. So study this right here, the Excalibur. I don't know, I just think it's really weird that Excalibur is like kind of a main hotel here now because Raiders are like doing so well and it's such an attraction. So Excalibur is like right here in the midst of it all, and it's an MGM property. You know, it's old school, but it's still cool. But the sign in front of Excalibur is Buca di Beppo. 30-year-old Italian family style restaurant. Like really? 30 years later on the Las Vegas Strip. Okay. Anyway, so let's move on. Hey to all the Vickies there. Okay, so we're talking about the bad. Okay, so I've talked about the good, Disneyland, our trip to Disney. Now let's talk about the bad. Okay, so what do you think it costs to go to a Disney park or Disneyland in particular? So the rates keep raising and sometimes the attractions are closed and it's really annoying. So we bought our tickets. We bought park hopper passes, $169 a ticket. So we have one day to do $169 worth of fun stuff. Okay, so they don't have fast passes at Disneyland like they used to at Disney World. I don't know if they still have them at Disney World because I don't live in Florida anymore and I really haven't been to the parks much since COVID. But $169 gets you admission to both parks. That's a fair price. Okay, so Disneyland, we get to Disneyland, Haunted Mansion is closed down. All day long it's closed down, so we don't get to ride my favorite attraction. Taylor says no fast passes across the board. Okay, so we don't get to ride Haunted Mansion because it's closed. It's a Small World is being decorated for Christmas, so it's closed down. So already it's 2 strikes against Disney because those are my favorite rides. So half the things are down. There are no fireworks at Disney because the next day is the Christmas preview and Veterans Day and all this sort of thing. Veterans Day is coming up. So we had no fireworks, no parades, no Haunted Mansion, and no It's a Small World. So Disneyland to me was like real crapper. Then we go across the street to Disney's California Adventure, and it's all wonderful. Like everything there is really great. However, if you want to ride a ride at Disney, in addition to your $169 for a park hopper pass or $129 for a basic one park pass, which is what I think it is, if you want to ride a ride and go to the front of the line, which I really like that VIP treatment or whatever, it's going to cost you $19 to $30 or $40 to walk up and ride the ride. So now you can weigh the options. I used to go to a football game every year and I would pay like several $100s to go sit at the 50-yard line because it's going to be one game. I'm going to do one game a year and I want to sit somewhere really good. So Vicky, oh, that's so sweet. Your favorite ride. I like that. So anyway, it's kind of a bummer that you pay $170 basically for a ticket and then you're still going to have to pay $19, $30, $40 or whatever. So in my mind, I'm thinking if you took $120, $130 more dollars, that'll get you 4 front of the line rides. So for $300 now a person, you can at least ride 4 rides, most likely. Now, I guess they could be sold out of the fast passes, but which is called Genie Plus or something like that. It's very confusing, but anyway. So you can pay money to ride at the front of the line or whatever. So we paid money to ride one ride. Taylor and I rode Radiator Springs, the little roller coaster thing. I've been wanting to ride it for years. So I think we paid $19 or $29 each. We get up there, like we walk up to the front of the line, then they shut the ride down. Someone had been sick on the ride. Then the people who were in the cars, they let go a second time, which was really nice of them. However, I've now paid to get to the front of the line and I'm still standing in line 30 minutes. And we have a 5-year-old who's with her dad and grandfather at the park. But anyway, that's time we can't be with our family. So again, I think that's bad. Like if you get to the front of the line, if there's a delay or something like that, I think they should reimburse you some of your money or give you another pass or something. So what are your thoughts on that? I would love to hear. Taylor says you can always just wait in the line, and the lines were 45 minutes to probably a couple hours. The lines are not nearly as daunting there as they are at Disney World. Being a past member at Disney World for years, I can remember when the Avatar ride, I can't remember what the ride was, but it was a 3.5 to 4 hour wait 10 minutes after the park opened. So I cannot imagine paying the price to go to a park and wait in line 4 hours to ride one ride. Granted, it's a great ride, but still, that's just me. Maybe I'm 54 years old and that's just me. So maybe it's my age demographic. Flight of Passage. Thank you, Taylor. And Flight of Passage was really great. So Guardians of the Galaxy is they redid Tower of Terror at California Adventure Park, and it's now Guardians of the Galaxy. I rode that in 2021 and it was really fantastic. I didn't get to ride it again this time, but it was really fun. The roller coaster is going at New York, New York. So if you hear the people screaming, that's what's going on over there. Okay, so now let's talk about the pretty. So I'm a national parks girl. You all know, you hear it all the time, and I want my granddaughter to be too. So of course we bought her the little junior passport book and junior ranger book and everything so she can collect her stamps. So the whole family, let me take the back. Me, Taylor, Blake, and Scarlett went to Zion. So I took Scarlett to Zion National Park last year and we did a little hike with my dad and Peyton. So she was a regular there. We took Blake and Taylor, and Zion has some weird things going on. It's gotten to be such a busy park that they are now thinking about just keeping the shuttle going kind of like all year long. And I don't know if you know this or not about Zion, but it's absolutely one of the most beautiful parks. It's so beautiful and everybody loves it. My friends Ned and Gina were there this week and it was their first time, and they shared these pictures that were just stunning. So, I mean, the pretty is perfect for Zion. But anyway, we get to the park and you have to park your car, which is kind of like at Grand Canyon, and you get on a bus and they drop you off at one of the stops, so you can either start your hike from there or whatever. So it's very convenient. Taylor said she loved it, but Taylor had never been to a national park. And when my kid says she wants to go to a national park, we're going to go. We actually went the first day after they arrived here in Las Vegas. So I was very thrilled to take them to a national park, and the fact that they loved it. And I always wanted to eat at the Red Rock Grill, which is at the lodge at Zion, and they actually had openings. So we got there when it opened, and we got to sit outside under that big huge flag, and I had Indian tacos with the Indian fry bread. It was so great and fitting. And it's not super outrageous. I think like our lunch maybe had been $15 to $20 a person or something. But anyway, we had really great service. We're sitting outside. The temperature was beautiful. The surroundings are absolutely beautiful. We did a couple of hikes, Weeping Windows or whatever that one is. We did that one. I can't even think of what we did. We saw the mule deer. So anyway, it was really nice. Scarlett likes riding the public transportation, so that's always cool. Taylor liked the shuttle system. It is very convenient. And then half the people that get on the shuttle have on their waders and all that sort of thing because they're going to go do the Narrows or whatever. So anyway, if you're looking for beauty, you can't go wrong with a national park. And Scarlett thinks Las Vegas is absolutely beautiful. So as soon as we got out of the parking garage, she says, Las Vegas is so beautiful. So she really likes it here, which makes my heart happy. MGM, we've been coming to MGM for 31 or 32 years. And so my friends John and Julie got married here, so that was really cool. We came to Vegas with them, and they went to one of the Elvis chapels and the $119 wedding where you get it all for one certain price or whatever. That was super fun. So if you've never done a Vegas wedding, I highly recommend it. But anyway, we've stayed at MGM quite a few times. This used to be my favorite place to gamble, and they still have good gambling, but not the best. Not the best. I'm becoming an expert on the gambling because I love the machines, and I love the new machines and know kind of which machines hit better than others. Now I still don't know really where to win, but I'm learning. So anyway, we're at MGM, and it's just beautiful here. I head to West Virginia tomorrow. What's going on with your week? Taylor says she's thinking about making Blake renew his vows so they can go to a wedding chapel. I'd be all over that. Let's go at midnight, Taylor. That'd be really fun. More interesting when you throw in some crazy time like that. So what's ahead for your week? What are you doing this week? It's almost Thanksgiving. We're getting close. So I'm going to be in West Virginia. Well, actually, I'm going to be in West Virginia for 2 weeks, but I am going to be in Indiana for Thanksgiving. I'm not sure if I told you that or not, but I'm going to French Lick Resort. I've always wanted to go there. I haven't been to Indiana in a few years, and I'm really excited about doing something totally different for Thanksgiving. I'm taking my friend Pam with me, and we're going to go see something new and beautiful. I think I told you I might go to the Santa Claus town. So that's kind of cool. But I'm going to West Virginia, and I headed to the Greenbrier this week. The Greenbrier Resort, if you're not familiar with that, I would love for you to check it out. Oh, there we go. The guy's really doing a wheelie on the motorcycle going through town. Anyway, let me give you a look one more time in case you'd rather see something besides me. Hang on, here we go. Okay, one more time. New York, New York. Excalibur, Luxor's down there. Can't really see Luxor from here. You can see the point of the pyramid right there. Mandalay Bay. Vicky, getting your carpets cleaned. You'd rather do the Greenbrier. Come down and stay. I'd love to hang out with you at the Greenbrier. It's not even far for you. I'm going to be speaking about the 100 Things to Do in West Virginia Before You Die book at the West Virginia Literacy Festival. So I'm pretty anxious for that. I think it's its 67th or 68th year. That's really cool. So anyway, I'm going to sell some books, and it makes great Christmas presents if you're looking for a West Virginia guidebook. Angie and I've got you covered. 100 Things to Do in West Virginia. There's actually 240 entries. Hey Kelly, what's going on? Planning a trip to Wichita. Oh man, I love Wichita. So I'm sure you probably know what to do in Wichita, but if you need any suggestions, I'm your girl. Wichita is very near and dear to my heart. So I hope you have a great week ahead, and I will come to you next week from West Virginia. And maybe I'll show you something else beautiful. So I hope you have a great week, and hope I win some money tonight. Come on, wish me some luck. Rub on the Buddha's belly or something like that. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate you all always. And if you did not see my post today, I'm going to be having some prizes. Listen to this recording or whatever. Live is great. Wow, share, anything. I've got Christmas presents. So for 1 month, I'm going to be doing some statistics capturing, and I'm going to send out some Christmas presents. I've got some great cookbooks. I don't even know what all. I have some gourmet food products, my house is like not even, I can't even think of what's at my house right now. But here comes some more showgirls right here. Hang on. Here's some in blue. There they go. Funny story. We took my dad down to the Fremont experience. Yes, Taylor, they are great presents too. If you know somebody that likes West Virginia, it's a great Christmas present. So funny story before you go. We had my dad here. He's 82 years old. We took him to the Fremont experience last year. It was on a Sunday, early on a Sunday. And the showgirls are down there with just like a little pasty, you know, for a bra or whatever. And we had a picture made with him. So he absolutely loved it. He didn't know what to think. And so Eddie goes to give one of the girls like a 10 or a 20 or something like that. Well, both of them wanted the 10 or the 20. So we literally had to like pull out some more money or something. So his pictures probably cost us $40. But anyway, it was funny. And I think he sent them to my two stepbrothers, but I don't know if he shared them with anybody else. But anyway, it was kind of priceless. I hope you have a great week ahead. Thanks so much for tuning in. Hey, Pam Hardy, Garrison, what's going on? Hey, everybody. Yes, it's me, Melody. The voice is really jacked up, but I've tried to rest it today so that it wasn't quite as squeaky as it was this morning. But I'm coming to you, episode 8 of The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. I'm hanging in Marmet, West Virginia at my dad's house. So he's downstairs taking a shower. If you hear a bunch of noise or anything, I'm sure that's him. But anyway, and I'm roasting in this house, like literally roasting. Do your aging folks keep the temperature like, like 75 degrees or something? Oh, it's so hot. Anyway, I have some crazy allergy issues going on. So, and then I talked, for days, like without stopping because, I talk all the time. So my voice is like really, really strained. No surprise there, but I'm trying to rest it up because we have a book signing on Wednesday at Tamarack. And then I'm driving to Indiana with my friend Pam, 5 hours. So anyway, I'm sure we will not miss a beat of talking the whole entire time. But for now, I sound like this. So other than return a rental car today and go get West Virginia hot dogs, I've done really nothing but just hang out here at the house. So, hey Taylor, what you doing? Hey Linda, hey Vicky. So, the expression putting lipstick on a pig? Well, I'm the pig. I actually just put makeup on for you, brushed my hair, and put lipstick on. So, Vicky, you're the only Vicky on here at the moment. But I have another Vicky friend in Maryland, so maybe she'll be on there too. But as for right now, you're winning. You're the number one Vicky. So anyway, lipstick on a pig. I kid you not. And I'm sweating to death. If you see me sweating, it's because, I'm here at my dad's house and it's literally 150,000 degrees. I'm on the sun. So anyway, I hope your weekend was great. I flew across the country and I was vacationing with my family in Nevada. We all left at the same time and they went back to Mississippi. I came to West Virginia, got my rental car, and the next day I went to the Greenbrier for a speaking engagement. And it was all that and a bag of chips, I'm not going to lie. I had just as much fun, though, on the drive up to White Sulphur Springs. I saw so many great things and, stopped every time the wind blows and I see something that interests me, I stop. So that's just how I roll. So it was really good. I got to the Greenbrier, met a lot of really nice people. They're all teachers. I think pretty much everybody there were educators. So anyway, it was really fun. I got to speak to a group of about 60 women at a luncheon about the book and about my 4 months in West Virginia. So I loved rehashing things that I had found around the state, things that were like really, really good and areas that are growing. And they seemed very interested in hearing it, so I was thrilled about that. So anyway, are you ready for Thanksgiving? Is everybody ready for Thanksgiving? You have your menu set? Have you done your shopping? I'm going to Indiana for Thanksgiving, so I have to do exactly nothing except drive 5 hours. And I'm going to a Thanksgiving buffet at French Lick. So pretty pumped about that. The menu looks great. So I'm curious to know what your favorite thing is on your table at Thanksgiving. And I have to put my glasses on because, I'm old. I made a list of like what we normally have. So normally our Thanksgiving meal would be turkey dressing, mashed potatoes, macaroni and cheese, deviled eggs, rolls, broccoli casserole, sweet potato casserole, fresh cranberry sauce, green beans, pumpkin pie, usually some other dessert or something. So anyway, what's your favorite thing? I love sweet potato casserole and broccoli casserole. So Taylor was our macaroni and cheese girl. Peyton wanted deviled eggs and Eddie wants stuffing. Gravy too. I forgot about gravy there. Peyton and I love green beans, so we have to have that. So like we literally have 3 starches typically on our table because everybody likes a different starch. So hey Veda, happy Thanksgiving to you. Bridge Road Bistro Catering, Vicky, go get them. Yeah, sweet potato casserole, that one does it for me. Oh, dark meat, Linda, that's what my mom used to eat. So we took our children to the Macy's parade for 10 Thanksgivings, which was really awesome. But we always had our Thanksgiving meal with our family the weekend before. And so typically my mother-in-law would bring a turkey, my mother would make dinner rolls, and we would just make all the sides and everything. Then my in-laws started being late for Thanksgiving dinner, like to the tune of 45 minutes to an hour. So we kicked them to the curb and just made the turkey ourselves. So anyway, and it was better anyway. So, anyway, I love the leftovers. We won't have leftovers, but we're going to be eating like high on the hog at French Lick Resort and West Baden Resort. I can't wait to show it to you because they're absolutely so beautiful. There's 2 resorts. You take a shuttle back and forth between them. So anyway, I'm really anxious to do that. So moving on to the good, the bad, and the pretty. So for the good, I went to the Greenbrier and I got a discounted room rate. Like how awesome is that? It's not often you can go for a conference or something and get that great reduced rate. My room was really beautiful. I had not stayed at the Greenbrier since Jim Justice took it over. And for the most part, it was wonderful. I like staying there, though everything really closes like at 5 o'clock and it's kind of off season. So the pool closes at 6, the shops close at 5. So there was a little bit of time where, you know, like other than going to dinner, there's really not much to do. And I was really surprised because they have a movie theater and they used to have popcorn in the movie theater and first run movies. And these were very old movies. They showed more like a kid movie at 7 and then an adult, like a rated PG or R movie at 9 o'clock or so. But they were like old movies. So I wasn't like really going to go down there and sit in this theater when I could just lay in the comfort of my bed and watch TV or something. But anyway, so I went to the Greenbrier. The speaking engagement was great. It was just a really great time. It's decorated for Christmas, of course. So, you know, you can't beat a luxury resort. Probably, I think it's the best resort in the whole country. Maybe because I'm from West Virginia, I'm biased, but, you know, I think the Greenbrier is just absolutely exquisite. So now let's talk about the bad. Okay, with said stay at the Greenbrier, you expect certain levels of everything whenever you're paying the price at the Greenbrier and when it has the reputation that it has. So when I tell you I paid $46 for spaghetti and meatballs that were served to me in 3 minutes, were a 5 out of 10 at best, taste-wise, that's pretty frustrating. I think I told you at another live that the Greenbrier not only charges state sales tax and automatic 20% gratuity. Hey Janet, how are you? Welcome from Kansas. So they charge 20% gratuity, state sales tax, and a 9.15% historic preservation fee so that you can save the Greenbrier. Because West Virginia's used to be billionaire governor. My $24 spaghetti and meatballs, which came highly recommended, it was not very good. And how do I know this? Because I'm a foodie. And I actually went around West Virginia sampling spaghetti and meatballs to write 100 things to do in West Virginia before you die. I sampled spaghetti and meatballs from like 20 restaurants. West Virginia has really strong Italian heritage. And you can get like really great Italian food so many places. So I ate all of this spaghetti and meatballs, and we have some fantastic Italian food. I would expect the Greenbrier to knock me out with how wonderful it was. It was mediocre at best. No spice. It was good quality, like meatballs. But anyway, I placed my order. I was sitting at the bar because, you know, the Greenbrier is busy and you need a reservation. I didn't have one. So I'm at the Forum. I sit at the bar. I place my order. 3 minutes later, my food is in front of me. I have no silverware. I have no cheese for my spaghetti. It was just a very chaotic nightmare. So I was very frustrated. Then I had another experience the next morning that wasn't so good. So I've been kind of holding off on my comment card, collecting my thoughts as to what I want to say about this, because I used to run a catering business. And I mean, I ran a catering business. I expect, you know, what I know, the Greenbrier to know 9 million times more than that. So the fact that they did not handle that very well, didn't sit very well with me. And then there was another little mishap. Again, we're talking about the bad, and the good, the bad, and the pretty. Another mishap was there were hundreds of school teachers at this convention. Hundreds. And my luncheon had 60 some ladies in it. Another board of directors luncheon had maybe 20. So there are literally almost 500, maybe more, teachers with no lunch because the Greenbrier didn't prepare extra. And the only two places you can eat at this time of year, off season, at the Greenbrier is Draper's, which I absolutely love Draper's. And I had my heart set on the chilled peach soup, which is my favorite thing there. They were on an hour and a half wait. And then they have a coffee shop in the bougie kitchen store that has grab and go items, grab and go wraps and sandwiches and so forth. They sold out of food at 11 o'clock. So when I went at 1 o'clock, they had one single bag of Chesapeake Bay Route 11 potato chips. Now, wow, they got the best potato chip brand going for them. Those are so salty you can only eat a couple bites. So I was like literally starving, as I'm sure the other 500 women were as well. And one guy, Plot Twist Books, I love them, Matt and Brian, they got smart and they went to the room and ordered room service, because room service is delivered within a certain amount of time. So they did get some food. Very wise. But still, like, I mean, the school teachers, I'm assuming schools are reimbursing for food. So the Greenbrier had all this opportunity to make a lot of money on food, and why they didn't plan better, I don't know. The people working at the Greenbrier said, well, we thought they had lunch. Well, you are the catering company. You should know how many people you have down for caterings, right? Well, it doesn't take a genius to figure this out. So anyway, that was the bad for my week. And it's just, you know, you had this great trip. And I mean, I flew across the country, got a rental car, drove hours to get to the Greenbrier, you know, paid a lot of money to be there. And then there's no food. Like, that's just not right. But anyway, the rest of the trip was great. I did go to the buffet the next morning, paid an exuberant amount of money for the very fancy buffet breakfast in the main dining room. It was worth every penny. Like, it was so good. So anyway, all's well that ends well, right? So now let's talk about the pretty. So I love to take the back roads. And when I was addressing this group of women, I should have asked them how they got to the Greenbrier. Did they just like hop on the interstate or hop on the turnpike or, you know, whatever to get there? Because you see absolutely nothing good that way. I have my maps set on my phone to automatically, hey, Julie, hey, Jan, hey, Susie, Barbara, lots of new people on here tonight. Thanks so much for joining me. I have my cell phone set up to always take me on the back roads. So if I want to go a faster route, of course I can choose that, but I like to go the back roads. It's generally not more than 15 or 20 minutes more, and you see so many wonderful things. So on my trip, I took Route 60 to Lewisburg, and then I got off in Lewisburg, which is about 20 minutes away, and drove into White Sulphur Springs. Along the way, I was able to stop at several waterfalls, which I absolutely love. This is my favorite drive in West Virginia anyway, but I had not taken it quite this far. So I saw deer, raccoons, I saw tons of hawks. Like, the wildlife was just crazy. I pulled over several times to look at the cows because the cows were absolutely beautiful. I have a couple Kansas people watching this, and they know how much I love cows. So anyway, like, this one man actually came over and tapped on my window, and he's like, can I help you? And I was like, nope, just admiring the cows. So anyway, I saw a lot of like mom and pop owned businesses that were just adorable. I'm going to share one of those on the blog tomorrow because it was just so cute, and it's literally in the middle of nowhere. I found a coffee shop, like a bunch of cute little towns that, you know, just need the love and have plenty of things to offer. So I found a fantastic coffee shop. I'm not sure if you saw my live. I did a live on the 100 Things West Virginia page. So I'm in rural West Virginia, and I go to this coffee shop. They have a sign on the door that the inside's closed, so I have to drive around back to the drive-through. And I get around there and I look at the list of coffee, and I mean, they have matchas and they have nitro cold brews and they have like every kind of coffee drink imaginable. And I'm just like, really? Like, I mean, I'm here in Charleston, and besides me, just one or two handful of coffee shops, everything's basically Starbucks. So anyway, I was so pleasantly pleased and like hyped up on my caffeine. So, and by the way, what is your coffee drink? If anybody feels like answering right now, I would love to hear like what's your go-to coffee drink. So, I usually go with a nitro cold brew or something, but I love like a dirty matcha or a dirty chai. That's a shot of espresso in with an iced drink. So anyway, I had one today, which is why I actually have a little bit of energy. Went to Mia Cuppa, ordered my favorite coffee drink in West Virginia from Mia Cuppa, which has locations at the Capitol Market, the library, and on some street over at Elk City. So, and that's the one I like to go to, the main one. So I go in there. This is my favorite drink. I order a lot of it whenever I'm in West Virginia. So I go in and I tell him I want a purple Jesus. And the guy's just cackling, and he says, well, if it was 1980 or 90 and we were at a club downtown, I could make you one. I was referring to the Velvet Elvis. Purple Jesus, Velvet Elvis. You can see how I got them confused. So anyway, hey, Pete. Oh, sorry, Peter. Hey, Peter. I'm not sure if I know you. Hello. So glad you joined us. Hey, Ann Taylor. How are you? So, anyway, so the good, the bad, the pretty. I took this great scenic drive. I saw so many wonderful things. So hopefully you'll take, the back road sometime and to see what the difference is of what you can see. Pam, I'm not going to make you drive the back road all the way to French Lick, Indiana. I will promise you that. We will take interstate for part of that. So, but you never know where I might stop. So, and I want to give a shout out, to everybody that is, going somewhere for Thanksgiving. I hope you have safe travels. The roads are going to be really, really packed. The airports are packed and everything. So wherever you end up for Thanksgiving, I hope you have a great, memorable holiday with your friends or family. And I hope you are safe. And I hope that, you have no unforeseen bad things happen. So I'm here in West Virginia right now, and the west side of Charleston, which I used to live at one time, has no water and no gas. And by gas, I mean like to heat your home. So, I was driving around yesterday. I had a friend out for lunch, and I was driving around showing her. She hasn't been around the streets of Charleston in a long time. So I have her just driving all over town. And on a Sunday on the west side of Charleston, I personally saw about 22 intersections with groups of 10 to 12 people working on the gas lines and the water lines. So that's how extreme it is. And it is cold here, like it's freezing at night, and there are still hundreds of families without water and or gas. So anyway, it's just horrible, and we're right here at the holidays. Keep in mind that people are depressed. People, like we just lived through a pandemic, and people are even more depressed than they were before. So reach out to your neighbors, reach out to somebody that you've never met before, say hello, offer to do something nice for them. It'll make you feel better, and it's all about Thanksgiving. So anyway, I'm sure people are very thankful whenever you go out of your way to do something nice for them. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great holiday, and I will see you next Monday. And I think my voice sounds a little bit better. So anyway, thanks so much. Take care, y'all. Hey, everybody. What's going on? I can barely keep up with the time change whenever I'm traveling. And so I'm on the East Coast. So it's 7 o'clock here and like pitch dark. And I'm staying at my dad's house. And so stepbrothers in and out, and it's just noisy and everything. So I said, I need the keys to your car. I'm going to go out and sit in the car and do my live video. So anyway, I'm sitting here in Subaru in an alley, and we just decorated a little bit for Christmas. If you can see the new huge Frosty. So anyway, literally coming to you live from my dad's car on a street in Marina, West Virginia. So, that's dedication. I told you I'm going to be live every Monday, and I'm going to be live every Monday. So anyway, hey, how were your holidays? How was Thanksgiving? I hope it was fantastic. Hey, Linda Adams, what's going on? So sorry I didn't get to see you this time. Like, it has literally been just very chaotic. So I apologize for that. Anyway, it's been good. I've been in West Virginia, and I went to Indiana for Thanksgiving. So that was very good. My family has a long track record of literally dying on holidays. So my youngest daughter calls me the night before Thanksgiving and on Thanksgiving Day, and she's like, Mom, like we have a track record of holidays, so please be safe. And I was just like, oh, that's just so sad. But anyway, so I was extra careful, if that counts for anything. Hey, Janet, how are you? Good to see you. So I'm coming to you with episode 9 of The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. There's my faithful Vicky. Vicky, hey! So, episode 9 of The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. Hey, Eddie, what are you doing? I miss you so much. Can't wait to see you tomorrow night. I'm glad you're coming to Vegas to pick me up at midnight. Okay, so, The Good, the Bad, the Pretty, episode 9. You'd think I'd run out of things to talk about, but I never do. So I went to Indiana for Thanksgiving. That's my good this week. I hadn't been to Indiana in a while, and I went to this fantastic resort. So let me tell you, French Lick Resort, I really didn't understand the concept. I knew it was kind of high-end resort, but there's also another property there called West Baden. It was very confusing. So I really didn't know what I was getting myself into, and I tried not to look online too much because I like to be a little bit surprised, as a tourist would be. So I like to experience it like a tourist, not like a travel professional, and memorize everything to death. So I get there, and French Lick Resort is literally in the middle of a small town. So just like a casino in any given town. And when we were RVing, we saw a lot of those. So
if you take a shuttle, or you can actually drive to the other resort too, there is a shuttle service that connects you to West Baden. So the whole property is called French Lick Resort, but there's the French Lick Hotel and Casino, which also has an event center. And then there's the West Baden Hotel. And then there's another property called Valley Tower or something of this nature. I didn't even see it, but it's somewhere right there. So 3 properties, a casino, an event center or convention center. All that is the French Lick Resort. So it's a little bit confusing, but anyway. So Janet, you've been awesome. So I was staying at French Lick, which is the casino property, which did not hurt my feelings one bit because, you know, I went to that casino every night. But the casino the casino was fantastic. It was a really nice high-end casino. Big shout out for the fact that I have not seen a Coca-Cola fountain in a casino in years. Like, you know, the self-serve, fountains, you just go up and get all the Diet Coke you want. So anyway, I was really happy about that. So I was like just drinking myself to death with my Diet Coke there. They had a really nice sports book. And the casino actually pays. I saw a lot of people winning at French Lick. So that was really good because the casinos in my town pay really well. So that was awesome. So anyway, French Lick was awesome. They have a ton of restaurants. We had a beautiful outdoor hot tub that would hold probably 12 people comfortably. It has beautiful pools, really nice spa. We took the shuttle up to West Baden, which is, you know, maybe 5 minutes away of that. And West Baden, it has a little more of the feel that I'm used to staying in. It's a little more, I don't know, European feel. The pool and the spa are definitely more European feel, and it's a little quieter. More of the families with kids go to French Lick as opposed to West Baden. And in fact, I have 2 friends. One's going for Christmas, and then one goes sometime in December, and they're really smart. They go there to just read and enjoy the property. So I can see that at West Baden. It was really beautiful. So anyway, I mean, it was all good because I discovered a whole area of Indiana I was unfamiliar with. And all the little areas around there. I took my friend Pam with me, and Pam had never been to a wine tasting, like a proper wine tasting. And so we did 2 wine tastings while we were there, which were super fun. I saw this property that has houseboats and floating cabins and such, which was really awesome. So I'd really like to go try that sometime in the summer. I bet it's like busting at the seams in the summer up there. So anyway, like all was good. So our Thanksgiving meal was a buffet, and they had it in like a ballroom. So they had the buffet in the center over like 5 different stations, and they had people on both sides, and it was incredibly busy, but we had plenty of space between the seats and everything, and the food was delicious. It was so, so good. And they had one whole area that was just a charcuterie. Well, not a platter, but like table after table after table, plus huge shrimp. Like we're talking shrimp like this big, and oysters and all this sort of thing. And it was so cute because I saw some kids like with plates of oysters, like raw oysters. And I'm like, wow, like my kids would die before they would eat that. So anyway, it was good. It was a great Thanksgiving, and they have lots of shops at the French Lick Resort. We did some Christmas shopping in the town. So that was really good. And I got to go on a trip with my friends. So that was awesome. Now let's talk about the bad. So the bad I'm going to talk about tonight is, if you have kids, raise your hand. Everybody on here that I've seen so far has kids. Everybody has kids. But kids drive me crazy traveling. Like, honestly, they do. And I appreciate that parents want to take them and expose them to things. But it seems like wherever I see an abundance of kids, I see parents who don't want to be bothered with their kids. They paved their way to get them there, and then they just turn them loose to run crazy. So when we were having Thanksgiving dinner, there were a couple who were pushing the envelope and trying to eat off the bar, and the parents were actually paying attention to them and watching them. And, you know, you can't blame the kid for trying. So they were pretty good. But then, like, late at night, I mean, it's 9 o'clock to 11 o'clock, and there were just kids everywhere. And I understand it's a holiday weekend, and I try to be so tolerant where kids are concerned. But I think it's mostly that the parents don't watch the kids. So there were quite a few of us adults who looked a little perplexed. There was one area in French Lick where there's a pizza parlor, a bowling alley, and all that. The kids run wild. That's great because that's their area. But the hot tub outside at 10 and 11 o'clock at night, when there's 3 and 4-year-old kids in there, like, I just thought that there should be an age limit and a time limit and that sort of thing. So how do you feel? Whenever you're traveling, do kids running amok just drive you crazy or something? So anyway, maybe I'm just becoming that Karen. I don't know. I'm on the plane, a baby cries, I understand it hurts their ears and so forth. So I always try to like help out whenever I can because, I mean, I understand we're all babies at some point in time. But just like the parents coming with the kids and just turning their back on them and letting them do whatever they want just really drives me crazy. And I have way too much mouth to be around that, so I try to avoid it at all costs. But anyway, that was one of the things I wanted to talk about, the bad. And the other one is, what did I want to talk about the bad? Let's see. I have to look. I have to get my glasses. Pardon me. Because, I'm sitting in the Subaru in the dark alley in Marina, West Virginia. Okay, holiday stress. Let's talk about holiday stress. Hey, Corey Lee. Good to see you. Vicky understands the kid thing, and she's a teacher, so I guess she really understands it. Okay, so holiday stress. Years ago, I used to keep up with the Joneses. So if I have 10 close girlfriends, I bought presents for 10 close girlfriends. If I have 20 family members, I bought for 20 family members. And in the grand scheme of things, nobody cared. We can all buy what we want. We all get whatever we want or whatever. If it's just a gesture to give somebody something. And I think that we're so caught up in giving gifts and everything that it doesn't really matter. So, it's nice to have a little gift exchange with a couple people you love and everything, but I wish that I could just rub off on some people to let them know that you don't have to go in debt and spend a whole bunch of money to buy people things that it doesn't even matter for. Hey, Becky, what you doing? I got to take a break on that thought. Becky, my dad and I just went shopping. We had to go get a new inflatable for the yard, and we had to go get some yard flags, like those little garden flags. So we went to 3 stores. They had none. I drug into the Hallmark shop. So literally, my dad in the Hallmark shop was quite hilarious. So now he's telling everybody, if you need holiday things, you got to go to the Hallmark store. They've got everything. So my dad should be making the commercial for Hallmark because he's now supporting them. Okay, so keeping up with the Joneses on Christmas. I'm just going to tell you a personal story real quick. If you're facing any of these holiday stressors, such as it just costs a lot of money during the holidays, and there's so much pressure to, keep up and decorate and go to all the events. And if you have kids in school and all that stuff, that's even more. So, hey, Pam Jam. So I hope that you take a little break and enjoy the holidays and do what you enjoy doing. Maybe you want to go see the Nutcracker Ballet, or maybe you want to go to see a holiday concert. Maybe you want to lay in a bathtub and read a book. You're entitled to do that. Don't feel like you have to devote your holidays to everybody else, because literally, how many of you still have a bunch of friends that you had 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, or whatever the case may be. But I was going to tell you this just quick story. My family goes to Taylor's house for Christmas, meaning my family, me, Eddie, and Peyton. And last year we went, and I'm busting Taylor out right now because Taylor is she is so organized. You would never guess she's my kid because I'm so unorganized. So Taylor doesn't like to be asked the question of what are we going to have for lunch or where are we going today? She doesn't like that. So she will just take care of it in the beginning. So the 3 of us, well, including her husband, we all got a Google document with 10 questions. And we had to answer these 10 questions, such as what do we need from the grocery store? What activities do we plan to do while we're in Mississippi? What days are we arriving? And so forth. And then, of course, did we want to do something special with Scarlett, the granddaughter? So then she made a list. We had an itemized list of every day we were there, which was 10 days. And it said where we're eating breakfast, where we're eating lunch, who's cooking, these meals, or if we're dining out, what activities we're doing. We have game night almost every night. My family loves to play games at night. But this was the least money we had ever spent on Christmas. We all have everything we need. So we were just bare minimum. And I do love to give the kids stockings, and it's nothing special. It's just a couple, items curtailed to each person. So they did have a stocking, but they had very minimal gifts. We had the best Christmas ever. I mean, Peyton and I extended our stay because we didn't want to go home, but it was the best Christmas. So anyway, the whole joy of Christmas, besides being the Lord's birthday, is being together with your family. And you really don't have to do anything special, but just be. It was nice to have the organization and so forth. And then we even had a disaster because their hot water tank went out. And so we have no hot water. And so Eddie and I are boiling water to fill up the sink to wash dishes old school way with the sink filled up. It was quite hilarious because Taylor's I never would have even thought to do that. So, you got to have those disasters because that makes it more fun. Becky, yes, that is the shop we went to. Vicky says, I told friends this year, no presents. Let's get together and enjoy a nice dinner as our gift for each other. I totally agree. That's going to be way more memorable. And, maybe you'll have bad service or bad food or something like that. And you know, like those bad experiences, that's what makes you remember. Even though they're horrific at the time, literally, that's the things we remember. So anyway, that's my bad for today. So now we're going to talk about the pretty. Okay, so I am so tempted by brown signs. When I go on a trip, I want to have some time to stop at every town I see that sounds good. And mind you, I'm driving. So thank goodness, because if I had time to just sit there and Google where I'm headed, I'd want to stop at every single one. But Pam and I were driving to French Lick, Indiana. And so I'm like, oh, well, we're going by Lexington. We should stop in Lexington and take some pictures and spruce up some old articles. Oh, now we're going to Louisville. Oh, I got to go to Louisville. I haven't been in, a while. Oh, we're going by Frankfurt. Pam, have you seen the state capitol? So I feel like my life is literally about answering Jeopardy questions. Anything I can do to answer a Jeopardy question is what I'm going to do. Like, I absolutely love history and useless facts and all this sort of thing. So, of course, we're going to go into Frankfurt. I'm going to show you all these cool things in Frankfurt. And these are all towns I'm familiar with. But then, oh, heaven help if we're going to go to a town I'm not familiar with. Let's go check out a local coffee shop. Let's see the town square. Maybe there's a clock in the middle of town. Like, I'm such a sucker for those clocks. So, hey, Sandy. Hey, Susie. Hey, Linda. How are you? Linda, I'm coming to Florida next week. Please keep it warm for me. Anyway, so brown signs on the interstate just really, really get me. If there's any kind of like a national place or a historic place or a national forest or whatever it is, I just want to go. So, I feel like I wasn't driving my car on this trip, but I feel like my car's on autopilot. It's going to be on two wheels to just turn in whatever direction the brown sign is. So whoever puts those brown signs up, like, hallelujah, thank you, because I certainly detour to go out of my way to see all the stuff on the brown sign. And again, we're talking pretty. So I just love to get off into town and see what is pretty in that town. I mean, I can always find something. So, Pam and I did a trip up to Santa Claus, Indiana. It was like 20 minutes out of our way or something. So, oh yeah. So Pam's going to remind me of my Hawkeye. I can spot a hawk from anywhere, and I'm just driving down the road like I have Tourette's and pointing out every hawk everywhere. So literally my name could be Hawkeye, and Eddie and Sarah, I think both have been ready to put me out of the car because I literally see every hawk there is. Eagle, falcon, like all those raptors. So, we go to Santa Claus, Indiana. How cool is it to go to Santa Claus, Indiana? I've heard about this town forever. I'd never been, and it was just so cool. It's small. It's much smaller than what I was expecting. And I guess some of the activities are only in the summer because they have a theme park. I mean, they have several things of that nature. I just went to a Christmas store and drove by a few of the, lodging choices and that sort of thing. But I did go to the post office. I mailed Scarlett a card, and I have the address I'm going to be sharing on the blog where you can write to Santa. You can write on behalf of your kid, or you can have your kid, grandkid, whomever, write a letter to Santa. You send it in. You don't even have to, I'm old school. I'm 54. So remember back in the day, whenever you wanted something in return, you included a self-addressed envelope? They don't even ask for that. You just in your letter, put some specific thing about the kid you're writing about, possibly the sex or the age or something like that, so they can send an age-appropriate letter, and they mail a letter back to you. It's free of charge. So you can get a letter from Santa and postmarked from Santa Claus, Indiana. So I just think that is such a great thing. I'd love to know who funds that so I could give them the proper credit. So if you know and you could pass that along to me, I'd really appreciate that. So that's all I have for the good, the bad, and the pretty. But I do have a funny story to tell you. So I couldn't put this down writing because it wouldn't be funny because I'm pretty animated when I talk. Yeah. So Pam and I go to the Wilhelm, I think it is, the Wilstem Wildlife Park. And I've done several of these drive-through animal parks, and I love them because I love animals. So I see on the list that there's going to be bison. Ooh, hot dog, because bison are my favorite. Cows are right up there too. So we go to the we pull up to the entrance, and they say, do you want to buy some food? Well, of course we do. So I'm driving. So we buy 2 containers, probably yay tall, just a round container, 12 ounces maybe, of some kind of pellet food to feed these animals. And the lady says, don't feed the animals till you're past this one mark. So we go past this mark, and emus are everywhere, literally everywhere. So the emus are chasing us. They're here at the windows and everything. And they're I just think they're disgusting. So we're trying to get away from the emus. So the first animals that we come to that I'm going to feed are the camels. I love to feed camels. So Pam has not done this before. So I'm the pro here, like literally. So I have my camera in this hand, the food in my left hand, and I roll down the window. And one of the things that they say whenever you get to the wildlife park, drive through wildlife park, is please don't shut our animals up in your windows. Okay, like I love animals. I would die before I would ever hurt an animal. So I'm thinking, why would they even say that? So I have my little cup of food, and before I can even get it on the outside of the car, the camel with his big old neck sticks his head in here, grabs a hold of my cup of food. I still have my camera. Well, his head comes across me like this. I'm pinned against the seat. He takes the container in his mouth, tips it up like he's literally doing a shot. There's food everywhere. I just drop everything because I am just like outdone that this camel is literally accosting me. So Pam saves the day. Pam grabs with both hands the thing of food and pries it from his mouth. Food goes everywhere. So anyway, we're just like, oh my God, like we're shooing the camel out of the car and rolling up the window. And then we're driving on, and we just drive a little ways. And then here's some like Watusi we can feed. And here are some rams and just all these great animals. They have beautiful animals. Those huge things, maybe I don't even know what they're called. Well, there were a few elk, but whatever the thing is that looks like a deer, only they're way bigger and really beautiful, stripes around their feet. They had quite a few of those. So, I mean, we're just like feeding all these animals, and they're just messy and nasty. And so Pam's car looks like, I mean, it is just disgusting. There's food in our bra. There's food in the floor and the drink holders everywhere, food everywhere. And this stuff stinks. So the emus are chasing us everywhere we go. Like I'm looking in the back, and there's like 3 camels just rolling down the road, trying to get to us. So, anyway, it was just comical, and we finally feed them all the food. Then we go to this area where you can't feed the animals. So that's the bison and so forth. So we're looking at the bison, and there's a white one. So I'm like, oh, there's a white one in Hays, Kansas. And I'm telling her about the rare, white bison. And I'm like, okay, sorry, I had to hang up on my dad's phone here. So I'm telling her about the bison, and we look over, and I see this little tiny calf, and he's tan. And I said, oh my God, like that, he can't be more than just like, a day old or something. Like he's just a baby. Lo and behold, the afterbirth is still hanging out of the mom. Like literally, she's walking around with the afterbirth. And Pam and I are just like, wow, like he's like really young. So we're watching him frolic and all this sort of thing. We're watching the big bull, I guess they're bull bison, the dads. They're coming over to smell the baby, and the mom is in like attack mode. She is getting ready to take these big boys out, and she's not one bit afraid. So I'm sitting there videoing it all, and I mean, it was just magical. They're so beautiful. Bison are just the most amazing animals. So we come to a place before we go out of the park where we can actually stop for a second, and we have to return the cups, and we're going to clean out some of the pellets and everything out of the car. So we're cleaning that out, and this car comes up to us, and they said, you literally just missed that baby's first steps. Like we were 2 minutes into the birth. The baby had just taken his first steps. So it was just magical that we saw this baby and everything. I loved it. So anyway, it was just such a good time, and we just had a great time in Indiana. And anyway, it had been a long time since I'd been there. Sarah says she's jumping in late. Sarah and I have done Bearizona in Arizona together. That was really fun. But we didn't get to feed any animals there. Feeding the animals is, a whole different take. So anyway, I hope you had a wonderful holiday. I'd love to hear about it. What are your Christmas plans? What's coming up for you? Like sometime soon. So I'd love to hear what you're doing to celebrate Christmas, anything special you're doing. And I thank you so much for tuning in. I apologize for sitting out here in the dark in my dad's car. And because it's my dad's car and he's hooked up to his, his hearing aid, he does everything on Bluetooth. So my stepbrother is trying to call him, and literally it's called on the phone, which is outside of where my dad is, like 5 or 6 times. How does that happen? Anyway, take care and be good. I'm headed back to Las Vegas tomorrow. I'm in Nevada for less than a week, and then I'm to Fort Myers, and then I'm to Mississippi. So I'm going to try to stay with the good, the bad, and the pretty, but like the time zone, well, I never know where I am. So take care. Thank you all for following along. I love you all. Goodbye. You never know where I'm going to go live from. So I'm literally standing outside here in Cape Coral, Florida, over on the west coast of Florida, right outside of Fort Myers. And I'm having dinner at a place called Rum Runners. And I said, oh, I have to go do my live video. So I'll be back in just a few minutes. So I've walked outside of the restaurant, and I've walked down this little path,
And this is where the gas tanks are for all the boaters. There's lots of canals here, and it's just really beautiful. I don't think that it's going to do any justice, but I'll flip the camera and show you. So this is Rum Runners. Here are the gas pumps for the boaters. I'm guessing there are a lot of boaters that come down through here. So anyway, this is Cape Harbor Marina, and Rum Runners is the restaurant. And then here is, I guess this is the canal right here. But it's really beautiful. If you hear me scream, that means an alligator has showed up. I don't know if there are alligators out here, but I guess there could be. So anyway, here I am at this marina in Cape Coral, Florida. One more time, let's see. Here's where I'm having dinner at Rum Runners, and here are the gas tanks where the boaters fuel up. So, welcome to the 10th episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty. I never know where I'm going to be, and literally, I had about 2 hours sleep last night. Then I had to go to the airport in Vegas and fly through Dallas, get to Fort Myers, 45 minutes to my hotel, and then another probably 10, 15 minutes to get over here to this restaurant. So it's been a really great day. I'm staying at the Wilstem, Cape Coral, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like, it is so stunning, and I've got this fantastic room, basically a suite, and it just overlooks this beautiful property. But anyway, so The Good, the Bad, and the Pretty, episode 10. Thank you so much for being with me. I'm not sure what the service is like here, because I don't know. I have one bar of service, but there's a steel drum band playing, and they just took a break. So if you hear some music come on, they're playing Christmas carols, the steel drum band. So that's really, really nice. So I'm going to make it kind of short and sweet this evening because I have a group of journalists in here waiting on me. Again, I'm in Lee County, Fort Myers area. And so for the next 3 days, I'm going to be doing all kinds of fun things. So my good this week is I'm somewhere new. I haven't been to Fort Myers in probably 6 years, and they were literally just devastated by Hurricane Ian, I do believe. I mean, the whole area was just demolished, and it's so sad, especially if you live in Florida and you see like your neighboring cities be destroyed and so forth, because like it's a lot of work rebuilding. Like, it is so much work. I can't even imagine. But anyway, they are well on the road to recovery, and so many of their areas are back in business. And so we're talking about like the Ding Darling National Park Refuge, which I think is at Captiva. We're going to Cabbage Key tomorrow. We're doing a lot of like boat things. So I'm out on the water like the whole time. So I literally left Nevada. It was 41 degrees or something, and now I'm here, and it was maybe 85 today or something. So the weather is delicious. So anyway, the good. I'm traveling and doing something new. I'm actually a new Matador creator. So, hey, Vicki. I'm now a Matador creator. This is my first Matador trip. So I'm here with 4 other travel writers. One of them I know, and the rest of them are new. So I'm meeting some new people, doing something new, stepping out of a comfort zone. I don't think I have a comfort zone anymore. Then, let's see. So, again, doing lots of new things. That's always good. But something I wanted to tell you about that I did in the past week. I was in West Virginia. I flew home for a couple days. I had a holiday party. Then I flew here this morning. Literally 2 hours sleep at best. But when I was in Charleston, I came to you last Monday. So it was probably Monday night or so. Monday night or Tuesday night, I went to the Holly Jolly Brawley. Brawley is a little side street in downtown Charleston on Capitol Street. And hey, how are you? Hey, Mel, what's going on? So Holly Jolly Brawley in Charleston, West Virginia is a side street that is decorated with the most beautiful trees. Local businesses sponsor them. It's absolutely free to go. It's prettier at night, but it's really pretty any time of the day. So, Charleston, this might be the second or third year that they've done that, but I'm telling you, people are flocking to downtown Charleston to see it. It's absolutely beautiful. And if you get a chance, if you're in West Virginia, definitely go see it. It's just so nice and festive. I know, Vicki, weren't you there a few days ago? I think so. Anyway, it was just great. It's great fun, and it's free. So I love free. That's great. Let's see. Anything else good? Whenever I finish this trip, I'm going over to Vero Beach for the first time since I moved. Going to see one of my kids, and then I'm going to Mississippi to see the other kids and hang out until Christmas time. So that's what's good in my life. Always something good. Always something to look forward to. Okay. A mullet just jumped. So this is like prime mullet area. So if you heard that big splash, that is a mullet. They're the little fish that jump down here, and we make fish dip out of them, and it's really delicious. Smoked fish dip in Florida is probably the #1 appetizer, and we've had it twice already tonight, and it's delicious. I had missed it. So the good, the bad, and the pretty. I've told you about the good. Now let's talk about the bad. Again, I'm looking at my little list here, and it's dark. So, let's see. The bad. I'm going to tell you about the news. Okay, so I've lived in 3 different places in my life, and the news can be just so depressing. So now that we're in Vegas, we've actually found this news channel. It's Fox something or other. It's a local station, and there's this young girl and guy on there that are so freaking entertaining. We love them. They talk a lot about pets and new businesses opening and all this sort of thing. Not like a lot of gruesome details. They're very upbeat and positive, so we always love it. Vicky says, love going to Charleston these days. It's getting better and better. Yes, I would agree. I would agree. Lots of places around West Virginia are getting better and better. Hey, Janet, I see you on there. So anyway, when I lived in West Virginia, I think that most of the news that I can remember was mostly like domestic disputes, or like, people being mean to children, or just being mean. People just being mean and hurting each other. Then I moved to Florida, and in Vero Beach, we got the West Palm Beach news. Well, people think West Palm Beach is, a ritzy area. Okay, part of West Palm Beach is a ritzy area, and the rest of it is scary. When I moved to Vero Beach, there were 101 gangs in West Palm Beach, and gang activity was absolutely crazy there. So it was almost always gang activity on the news. So then we started RVing in Utah, and we were in Utah for 6 weeks, RVing different places. And all of a sudden, the news changed to people getting ran over, like literally getting ran over. Not in a car, just out walking, pushing their baby in a carriage, walking their dog. People were literally getting ran over like crazy. And that same news has followed us into Nevada. So I just wondered if you ever took time to reflect on what the news is like in different places. Hey, Jean. Hey, Rebecca. How are you? Hey, Taylor. Oh, Scarlett, my granddaughter's on there. Hi, baby doll. Your GB loves you so much. So, anyway, back to the bad. So I'm talking about the news. So there were all these people getting ran over. And when we were in Utah, we were in a really, bougie little town. And there was a subdivision where the speed limit was 20 miles an hour. And this lady who was pregnant and her kid got ran over and, of course, died. And it was just so tragic. Well, they were interviewing a man who 30 or 35 years ago, his young child had gotten hit in the same subdivision with speed bumps and a cul-de-sac. So, there's no rhyme or reason of the people getting ran over. But we just had 2 officers who were actually helping a stranded motorist in Las Vegas who got ran over. And then we've had probably 6 people who were just walking on I-15. I-15. That is a 75 mile an hour road. Tractor trailers like crazy. This is the only road connecting into Vegas. And literally people just get smashed like crazy. But people will just be walking on the road in the middle of the night. So we're very cautious whenever we're driving down there late at night. And so this morning, we left our house at 3 o'clock in the morning. So it's definitely dark, as we left at 2 a.m. So it's definitely dark, and I'm driving, and I'm just very careful of what I'm doing because people get ran over all the time. Lo and behold, I'm at the airport, and Eddie and I are talking for a few minutes. He sees somebody, he's right up on somebody on I-15 and sees somebody with no reflectors, no nothing, just walking on the highway. So anyway, it's just very interesting to listen to the news in different places and see what's going on and what kind of craziness. But literally in 2023, why are people getting ran over? I just don't understand this. And it's usually just, sometimes they're DUIs. It's Vegas. That's a big thing. And here's something else for you to think about while we're on this subject. And I was thinking about it. Marijuana tourism. I guess I probably shouldn't say marijuana. I should say, what's the correct word? What's the correct word for marijuana? Whenever you're going to these smoking lounges and things. It's a big kind of tourism now. It's a really popular thing. And there are lounges in Las Vegas where you can go and just smoke because it's legal as it is in, so many other states and everything. And people come from different places so that they can cannabis tourism. That's what I'm thinking. So anyway, in Las Vegas, the police have had classes on how to identify someone who's actually stoned, a cannabis smoker, and people are getting arrested like crazy. So if you think that you're not impaired by smoking, think again. And the police in Las Vegas now know what it looks like, and they're training people on this and so forth. So I don't know that any of those accidents are related to cannabis tourism. I was just sharing that with you in case you had never heard of such a thing. But it is alive and well. So just wanted to share that with you. So the good, the bad, and the pretty. Let's talk about the pretty. Okay, so the pretty this week is First of all, I got my hair done. It's still a little bit white, as you can see, but I'm 54, pushing 55, so like it's all going to be great really, really soon. So the pretty I want to talk about right now is we hosted a Christmas party this weekend, and we had not hosted a Christmas party in quite a few years. We used to have one every year, Christmas open house in Charleston, going back 33 years. That's how long we've been doing said Christmas party. And it was always so much fun. So sometimes it would be a daytime party and sometimes a nighttime. And I used to cook for 3 days, literally, to make the food for this Christmas party. And the reason I'm telling you this is that I cook all the food, make it taste good, and Eddie makes everything look beautiful. And he worked so hard because all of our nice dishes are in storage. And he literally got all these, we have a lot of Fostoria dishes and we have a lot of silver plates and so forth. I mean, he polished silver. He got all this stuff out, made everything look beautiful, made sure there were seats inside for enough people. And we live in a very small place. But he just did like all this work to make our party look beautiful. And we had several new neighbors. There are a few neighbors who had been to our house before, but there were a few new people at our party that live in our subdivision or so forth. And I always wonder like what people think, because it is a very elegant spread. And so I like to think that we have nice things so that we can use it on the people we love and the people we care about. So if you have nice things, do you get them out and share them with the people you love, or are they just there for looks? We try to use our nice dishes and things of that nature anytime we can, just because we have it, we want to share it with people, but some people might misconstrue it as they're trying to show off. So it's kind of a catch-22. You're kind of damned if you do and damned if you don't. But for all the people who came to our party, and I know Jean was on here and Jean was at our party, I hope you enjoyed it. And I hope you know that like we do those kinds of things with love because we like sharing the beautiful things with our friends. So anyway, I hope you have some holiday parties to go to. I'm headed to my daughter's house in Mississippi. Going to do some holiday things there. And we don't really have a Christmas party per se, but I'm sure we'll be doing some holiday things. But it's always fun to have a holiday party and invite some friends over. And even if it's nothing but just have some cookies and punch or something like that, that is a good time. You can even buy store-bought stuff. You don't have to just go make it all. But anyway, just having friends and family over, or whoever you consider your family, whoever you like being with, it's just always nice to share the holidays and things that you have that are precious to you with the people that you love. So I hope you all are ready for Christmas. My husband was wrapping a gift to me last night, and usually we've just like gone in together and bought something for the house for the past couple years. So I was like, okay, now I've got to find something to buy for him, and he's like the hardest person in the world to buy for. So anyway, back to the drawing board. I'll have to find some kind of gift. But I hope you're all ready for Christmas and you're holly jolly. And again, Charleston folks, go down to the Holly Jolly Brawley. It's right beside Ellen's Ice Cream. Go see my friend Marie. She owns Ellen's. Hi, Regina. I've heard all about you. So go to Ellen's and have a nice ice cream or milkshake. I had a chocolate malt while I was there. Ooh, it was delicious. So I hope you have a great week. And again, I'm in Fort Myers. If you watch my social channels for the next couple of days, I'm going to have lots of stuff about Captiva Island. I'm not sure if we are going to Sanibel or not. I think Sanibel is still one that's in the recovery phase, but we're going to the new Jimmy Buffett Margaritaville that's here on the beach. It's the first really nice hotel that's opened up on Fort Myers Beach in 20 years. So we're going for a sneak preview. I think it opens next week, but I'm going to have that in a couple of days. So hope you'll follow along and see something new. I'm not all that familiar with this part of Florida, but it's really beautiful, and it involves boats and seashells. So need I say any more? Hope you have a good week. Talk to you later.
Wherever I may roam, I hope you'll roam too. See you on the next adventure.